Okay. So in today's class, we are going to discuss about Selenium demo. Before that, let me introduce myself. Okay. So myself, I am Sudhakar. Total, I am having 15 years of experience, and I'm into Selenium online trainings. And we started offline trainings from last 1 year. And so far, we have placed almost more than 500 people from last 1 year till now. Okay. So monthly, we are taking a batch of around 50 to 70 members. So once course completed, you will get jobs 100%. So that is the training program we are doing, training cum placement. Okay. So that's it. And today we are going to discuss the importance of Selenium automation and why we have to learn Selenium automation with Java. Okay. కొంచెం చైర్స్ బ్యాక్ వాళ్ళు న్యూ బ్యాచ్ వాళ్ళకి ఛాన్స్ ఇవ్వండి, కొంచెం చైర్స్ ఇటేసేసి. So what is the importance of Selenium? And so does this course can anybody can learn or not? So you have a number of thoughts in your mind. Okay. So this course, you any background people can learn. Okay. It's not like that only computer science engineering. Everyone please go on mute, please. Everyone please go on mute. Okay. This course can be learned by anyone, any batch. Okay. So we have placed hotel management people, we have placed BCom, general BCom computers, all. So if you completed your graduation, that's enough. Okay. So to learn this course, any prerequisites that you have to learn? No, it's not required any of the courses. Okay. So this is the course you can join from here onwards. So daily you have to practice 1 hour class. That's it. That is enough. Okay. No need to worry that you are not from IT background, that you don't know anything. Okay. Anybody can learn this course. Okay. And particularly in testing only, whose opportunities are there? In testing only, we are having huge opportunities. Okay. Suppose if you take any of the software projects, okay, testing is mandatorily required. Okay. Without testing, there is no project, there is no single project at all. Okay. Suppose if you join as a Java career, if you join as a Java career, you have to join as a Java developer. Okay. There are 100 projects are there, and you choose Java course and you have to join as a Java developer. Okay. That means you are joining in a vertical stream. Okay. That means any of the websites we can able to develop by using Java technologies, .NET technologies, cloud technologies, Salesforce technologies, okay, PeopleSoft technologies. So any of the software, it can be developed by using these technologies. That means once you join any of the course, your stream has been divided into vertically. Okay. But whatever the technologies it is, it might be, but testing is required. So whether the application has been developed on PeopleSoft or Java, Fusion, or any of the technologies. Okay. But testing is required. So testing technology is required horizontally. Okay. Suppose if you develop one software, testing is mandatory. Without testing, we cannot go that software into production. We cannot use those software. So testing is a horizontal stream. It's not a vertical stream. Understood? So testing has a global opportunity. So you no need to worry that you are not from Java technology, .NET. So for any of the project, you have to do testing. Understood the importance of testing? Okay. So you have a global opportunities in every company. Okay. So testing is mandatorily required. That means, have you choose the right course or not? You have choose the right course on. Okay. Suppose there are 10,000 opportunities are there. Okay. Out of 10,000 opportunities, 1,000 opportunities on Java. Okay. But 1,000 opportunities, 500, 2,000, like this. Yeah. New batch ఛాన్స్ ఇవ్వండి. ఆల్రెడీ ఉన్న వాళ్ళు బ్యాక్ వెళ్ళండి. మీరు కొంచెం మీరు ఈ బ్యాచేనా ఓకే, మీరు కొంచెం ఒకళ్ళకి ఛాన్స్ ఇవ్వండి, చైర్స్ ఇవ్వండి. న్యూ ఓల్డ్ బ్యాచ్ వాళ్ళు బ్యాక్ వెళ్ళండి. మీరు కూర్చోండి, ఈ బ్యాచే కదా అటెండ్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే. So that means there are 10,000 opportunities are there. Okay, out of 10,000 you have Java stream. That means you are into 1,000 opportunities. Your scope is into 1,000 opportunities. And .NET there are 500, and PeopleSoft there are 500. So in every technology your scope of jobs is in the vertical stream only. Okay, but if you see your graph in testing, for all the 1,000 projects, okay, this technology is required, testing is required. So without testing we cannot assume any of the software. So that means we are having global opportunities irrespective of the technologies. Okay, so the job of our testing is to prove that the software is correctly working fine or not. Okay, that the software has been correctly working fine or not as per the client requirements. Okay, so there are so many softwares are there. So like bank application. Okay, so you are using ICICI Bank, you are using HDFC Bank, you are using so many banks. All banks, they are using softwares. Okay, and all pharmaceutical industries, they are also using softwares to automate their business process. Okay, and all healthcare applications, okay, all insurance applications, and any of the streams, okay, they are developing their software into a website and they are managing their operations globally from different locations. Understood? So if a software has been developed, suppose you are using amazon.com, you are using flipkart.com, you are using all the online portals you are using, so that means somebody has been already tested. After that only you are using those softwares. Okay, so the software has been developed in background, Java, .NET, whatever technologies. But in background, for any of the project, testing team is testing that software. After that only you are using those services. Okay, so that means so once you join as a tester in any of the organization, your job is you have to test the application is correctly working fine or not as per the client requirements. Understood? Right. Okay, so this is my contact number. Okay, and so operations, and if you want to join any of the one, if you want to reference of any of you one, so Sudharani, she is my sister, and Dharmaja, she is my wife. So you can get in touch for anything for operations related, you can get in touch with them. Okay, right. So now let's come to, so if you see any of the project, any of the software project, okay, so to develop a software, what are the teams are required? Okay, to develop any of the software, so if you join in an organization, you are working for a project, and what are the teams it includes? Okay, so to develop a software, these are the 4 teams are required: BA team, design team, development team, and testing team. So these are the 4 teams. Okay, so suppose you are using ICICIbank.com online banking, you are using Amazon.in. Okay, for any of the project, okay, these 4 teams, they will work for any of the project. In background, these 4 teams contribution will be there. Okay, so those teams are nothing but, so you are part of testing team here. Okay, so BA team, so what is mean by BA team? BA means business analyst team. Okay, and second one is design team. Design means the designers, so they will design the software. So BA means business analyst, they will collect the requirements, they will do requirements collection. Suppose you are developing a software for ICICI Bank client. Okay, and their job is to go and check the requirements, how the software needs to be developed. They will ask n number of questions with the ICICI Bank client. So I want the look and feel like this, I want these technologies, so I want these features. Okay, in your mobile you are having a number of features, adding of first contact, adding of secondary contact, adding of secondary address, and you are adding I want to add profile image for that guy, whoever his contact has been saved. So you like that for any of the software, all the requirements it will be collected by business analyst. Okay, so the requirements will be collected by the from the client, and they will prepare a document as BRD and FRD document. BRD means business requirement documents. Okay, FRD means functional requirement documents. Okay, so requirement 01, requirement 02, requirement 03. This is the description the client is expecting. So he will articulate some simple bullet points. BR 001. This is the point the client is asking. Right now in the system, there is no secondary address for any of the customer. The system has to provide for the customer adding of secondary address. So like that, he will articulate all the lines of code and he will prepare a BRD document. Okay, simple statements. He will collect all the inputs from the clients. And the FRD document, functional requirements document. So for each requirement, they will elaborate he will give detailed explanation for every document. Every requirement, he will give the detailed explanation. So the BRD and FRD documents will be prepared by business analyst. Understood? Right. Second, design team. So the design team responsibility is preparing of HLD and LLD documents. HLD means high level design documents. LLD means low level design documents. High level design documents means, suppose you are doing a create account setup for a savings customer, create accounts for a recurring account customer. Okay, I want to place a new health policy. I want to place a floating insurance plan. I want to take a fixed insurance plan. So different terminologies, and you will be navigated to from login to, you will be navigated to different appropriate pages, and you will do click on submit all the required details, and the save will be completed. Okay, like that your data is feeding into the system. Okay, so that means each and everything is a separate functional flow. So each and every functional flow diagrams, it will be designed by designers. So whatever BRD and FRD documents has been developed based on those documents. Okay, so the detailed how the functional flows needs to be developed, how the technical documents, they will prepare some logical coding. The developers have, so the next team is development team. Development team means they will write the code. Okay, they will write the code. They will develop the software. Okay, by using Java technologies, by using PHP, by using .NET, by using Salesforce, by using PeopleSoft. So they will develop the software. So to develop the software, they required HLD and LLD documents. Okay, high level design documents and low level design documents. So if they don't have those HLD LLD documents, they cannot understand the detailed functionality, how the functional flows and which page it has to navigate. So all the things, okay, all the HLD and LLD documents, all the flow high level design documents, functional flow diagrams. LLD means low level design documents, how the code supposed to be developed for each functionality. If it is Java, he will give some sample code. If it is .NET, he will give some. So the developer has to write the code like this. Okay, so that means the next job is the designers are preparing HLD and LLD documents. Clear? Okay. The next point is development team. Development team, they are developing the software. Development team, they are developing the software. So as per the BRD, FRD documents, and as per the HLD and LLD documents, they are writing code in Java, and they are writing code in .NET, and they are developing the software. Okay, that means whatever you are seeing icicibank.com, okay, now for that to work that website, they are developing the code in background. You are navigate. So each and every web page will be developed by developers. Okay, so the development team, they will they will develop the software, and after that they will give that application URL. So in testing terminology, we can call it as a build. I won't call it as an application URL. I will call it as a build, BUILD. Okay, okay. Hold back. So in testing terminology, the application URL iccibank.com, we can call it as a build. So that means the build will be developed by developers. That build, it will be given to testing team. Okay, so we have developed our code, you can test the application, they are giving that application. Okay, so as a testing team, so if you take any of the project as a testing team, there will be two types of teams are there. One is manual testing team and another one is automation testing team. Okay, so for a given list of documents, for a given list of BRD and FRD documents, okay, what are the functionalities supposed to be tested? So you have listed out all the bullet points and checks. So I have to check the functional flow of create savings account, I have to check the functional flow of create recurring account, I have to check the functional flow of, so like that, each and every bullet points, what are the functionalities that you have to supposed to be tested, you have noted everything. Okay, once the build is received, you are creating a sample data and you are checking the system is properly working fine or not. Okay, so that means as a tester, what is your responsibility? You have to list it out what are the functionalities needs to be supposed to be tested, and whatever documents that you have listed out, those all things you need to align with your business analyst. So for this software, for this from this BRD and FRD documents, I have listed out these functionalities. Can you please ensure that I am covering all the functionalities or not? That means you are aligning with the author, means business analyst. So that, yeah, the business analyst, he is telling, yeah, you are covering almost all functionalities, but you have missed 4 or 5 functional flows. These are the 4 or 5 functional flows has been missed. Can you please ensure also you have tested these functionalities also? So that such kind of review comments he will provide. Okay, so that we can ensure and we will add those 5 additional new features also, and we can test those functional features. So like that, you can ensure that you are covering all the requirements. Okay, so now you are, so the job of testing team is, okay, to test the software. Okay, whatever the things you have listed out, what are listed out means what are the functional flows that has been listed out. So in testing terminology, what are the things that you have listed out, we can call it as a test scenarios and test cases. What we can call test scenarios, test cases. Okay, I won't call it as a functional flow every time. Okay, so in testing terminology, suppose you are doing create accounts customer, create savings account, so each and every functional flow we can call it as a test scenario or test case. Okay, there is minute difference between test scenario and test case, we will discuss that point later. So the list of functional flows, we can call it as a test scenarios and test case. So once you join in any of the organization as a tester, okay, once you join in any of the organization as a tester, okay, in a project, once you join, they will give you BRD and FRD documents. Okay, and after that, your job is you have to prepare test scenarios and test cases. And after that, the next job is you need to align with your BA. Whoever has been prepared those BRD and FRD documents, you need to reach out and you need to explain what are the functional flows being tested, going to be tested. So you need to align with your BA. So I have listed out from this document, these are the functions needs to be supposed to be tested. Am I covering all the functionalities? Just I want to check with you. Have you, so you are giving that session, we can call it as a test scenarios walkthrough session. What is the terminology? Test scenarios walkthrough session. So if you don't give test scenario walkthrough session, what will happen? So the testing is one side only. So whatever you are assuming that is covering all the functionalities or not, all other people, they are not aware. Okay, if business analyst is aware, that means you are covering all the functionalities. So don't assume that by yourself. Whatever list of scenarios that you have listed out, you can align with your BA and design team, and they have to sign off and approve the document. Yeah, the tester is covering all the functionalities. They have to approve whatever the test scenarios and test cases that you have written. They have to approve those documents so that they will get confidence on the build. Okay, so as a tester, your job is writing of test scenarios. Okay, and writing of test scenarios and test cases, your job. and giving the test scenarios walkthrough session to BA and design team is your job. Okay, so that is the main primary responsibilities as a tester. Okay. Okay, now let's go into the detailed steps. So we discussed what are, so these are the teams are required for any of the software we understood. And as a testing team, once you joined, might be you are part of manual testing team or might be you are part of automation testing team. As part of this course, we are going to learn both manual testing team and automation testing team. Okay, right. So let's understand these points. So we haven't discussed detailed points about all other teams. We are not part of those teams, but there is some interaction will be there with all the teams. And as a testing team, once you join in an organization, what is your primary roles and responsibilities? Okay, so as a testing team, once you join any of the team, you will have some test lead. So your work has to be given by somebody, by your leads. Okay, so that lead we can call it as a test lead. Okay, the test lead, and you are the part of some testing team, and you will have one test lead. Okay, and the test lead, he will give some work allocation for you. Okay, so what kind of activities that you will be do? Okay, back కొంచెం న్యూ బ్యాచ్ వాళ్ళకి ఛాన్స్ ఇవ్వండి, ఎవరికైనా ప్లేస్ ఇక్కడ ఎవరైనా ఉన్నారా? ఓకే, so as a testing team, what is your responsibilities? So these are the responsibilities as a tester, to prove that the system is working fine as per the client requirements or not. So that is our job. Okay, so no other team will test that of software. Suppose now COVID is running. So so in any of the pharmaceutical or any of the healthcare operations, the product will be discovered by one team. The product will be discovered by one team and solutions will be tested by testing team. So whatever COVID vaccination has been developed, are we using all the vaccinations? No, whichever testing has been succeeded, those products only we are using. Similarly, once after testing only, we will use that software. Okay, so what are the activities? What are the activities as a part of testing? So you are the responsible for to test the software as per the client requirements, and you are responsible for sign off and certify. Yeah, this product has been tested, and you have to certify and you have to give signature. Okay, as a test team. And so from your testing team, the test lead will give the test completion certificate. Yeah, these are the listed out documents, perfectly working fine. These are the evidences. So he will certify. So the test completion certificate is required from the testing team. Okay, and requirements. So for the given requirements, what is your responsibility? Test scenarios, and so you need to list out what are the test scenarios and test cases. Okay, so that is the primary responsibility. And last one is identifying the issues and defects in the system and log those issues in the system. So the main tester means your responsibility is, so whenever the build you will receive from the development team, means application URI, whenever you have received, you have to check each and every function flow. Sir, I have created savings account. After clicking on save, the account has been, please contact administrator, like that the error message is coming. So this function flow is not working. I'm logging that issue, and you have to report that issue in the system. What is happening in the system, you need to inform to the development team, concerned developer. Okay, so as a tester, while executing the functional flows, while executing your test scenarios and test cases, if you observe any of the issues, you need to log that issue as a defect. Okay, and you have to report it in the system so that development team will work on that issue. So for every defect, there will be some unique number, it will be generated in the system. Okay, so 1110, 1112, 1113. So for every issue, it has been taken care. Okay, and you need to check with the development team, are they working or not on the defects. That is your responsibility. Okay, so you need to do defect follow-ups with the development teams until that issue has been fixed, and again you have tested. So until that issue has been closed, the responsible the person is tested only. Okay, so you need to identify that issues and you need to retest those issues, and you need to ensure that defect has been closed. Okay, so what are the responsibilities for the given requirements? What is the first responsibility? You need to list out test scenarios and test cases, and you who is the responsible to prove that software. So we have to give test completion certificate, so sign off and certify. So the testing team, he has to give the sign off and certify. Okay, and you are the responsible person to identify the issues in the system, and you have to report those defects in the system. So that is also your job only. Okay, and fourth point, the main point is you have to the main objective of testing is you are proving that the software is correctly working fine. Okay, so these are the 4 points you will do. Okay, whether you could be a manual tester, whether you could be automation tester. Okay, so the way of approach is different. You are testing manually and other guys are testing automation. Okay, so that is the background. So everyone understood? Okay, right. So now let's understand. There is I say a blank client. There is a I say a bank client. The BA has given some requirement, add secondary address as a new enhancements feature. In the system there is no secondary address for any of the customer. The customer is asking, sometimes I want to deliver my invoice statement to my secondary address. I don't want to send to my primary address because I'm not there. But the secondary address, that feature was not there in the system. The client asked, okay, adding of secondary address in the system. Okay, guys, if Zoom link is going to expire, I will share you the new link. So the Zoom link will be completed in 10 minutes. The session, it will take 40 minutes only. Again, I will share the new link. You can join once the link has been expired. Okay, I will share the new link. So the session, it will continue 10 more minutes now.
Okay.
So adding of secondary address is the new enhancements, that is the new feature has been added. Okay, and you want to test the functionality. So while testing while testing this new functionality, will you be only test that new feature, or do we also need to ensure the existing functional flow also? I have given a feature. I am a client and I'm asking, in my mobile there is no secondary address. In my banking application, for my banking application, there is no secondary address. So you are a end client. You are, let us assume you are a end client of ICICI Bank people. And suppose I have given it, sir, I have developed the software, you can check now. So what you will do? You will test only that new feature, or also you will also check around that existing functionalities, primary address has been correctly working fine or not. So will you also test the existing functionalities, or you will only test new functionality? What you will do? You are giving the payment for me. Okay, because of new code, there might be a chance the existing functional flows it might impact. So you are an end client. So the responsibility, you will test it. Yeah, definitely I need to ensure, because of new code it might impact to my existing functional flows. Means functional flow means it will impact to my existing test cases. So I have to test along with the new functional features. I also need to test existing functional test cases also. So that means new functionality testing, in testing terminology, we can call it as a progression testing. Whatever new features client is asking. Everyone please go on mute. So whatever new features that you are testing, we can call it as a progression testing. Just note down that point. So new functionality testing, we can call it as a progression testing. Okay, so whatever new requirements the client is giving, okay, you are testing only that part of team. You are a part of progression testing team. Okay, nothing but new functionality. So you are only testing for new functional features only, but you are not bothering about the existing functionality. So suppose you are part of existing functional testing of existing functional test cases. So that team, we can call it as a regression testing, and you are might be you are part of regression testing team. Understood? So there are two teams again in the testing terminology. For any of the software, two types of testings will be performed. One is progression testing and one is regression testing. Progression testing means testing of new functional features, whatever new things, new features that you have requested. Existing functional features means all the previous functionalities. Okay, so for any of the software, there are two types of testings will be performed. One is progression testing and one is regression testing. So whenever any of the new features are going into production, into live, okay, so these two types of testings will be performed on any of the software. Okay, so nothing but progression testing and suppose let's understand there is a new requirements and new functionality testing. So you identified total 100 test cases. That means total 100 functional flows you identified. Okay, and there are existing functional requirements, and there are already the system has been built and 800 test cases are there. Okay, so you have to, so if I'm telling my testing is passed means, if I'm telling my testing is passed means my system testing has been passed means, that means 800 plus 100, all 900 test cases are correctly working fine. Okay, it's not only system testing passed means only 100 are passed. If I'm telling system testing is passed means all 800 plus 100, all 900 test cases are perfectly working fine. Okay, then only the new features and everything, all the latest features, it will be used by people. Okay, so existing testing of existing functional requirements, we can call it as a regression testing. Testing of a new features, we can call it as a progression testing. Okay, we are clear about the terminology now. Right, now I'm coming to the point. So manual testing team is, so let us assume there is no automation for any of the project. Let us assume for one of the project there is no automation. Completely we want to test all 900 test cases by manual testing team only. Okay, so what will happen, let's understand. So these 100 test cases and 800 test cases, as a testing team you supposed to test it. To test these 100 test cases, it is taking for you 10 days, and to test these 800 test cases, it is taking for you manually. You are testing each and every functional flow, you are navigating and you are clicking. So to do that 800 test cases, it is taking for you how many days? 50 days. So total how much time it is taking? 60 days of time it is taking. Okay, now let's come to the second point. Suppose in your project automation testing is also there. To test these 100 test cases, it is taking 10 days, and to test these 800 test cases, it is taking 5 days or 2 days or 1 day, because I am using automation testing. Okay, so in how many days that I am completing? 15 days. That means 3 times faster, 4 times faster that I am doing. So in this competition world, okay, in this competition world, so suppose you want to buy a product, in which website you will prefer generally? What is your thought? It is coming in your mind? Amazon. By default everybody is saying Amazon.in, because Amazon.in, it is providing so many features, tracking of the records and everything, and you are trusting the software. Okay, all new features are delivering in every month. He is adding some new features. Will you buy the products into that into that e-commerce website, or you will buy some unknown website, and that unknown website has no monthly releases, and they are not delivering the things, and they are not upgrading their websites? Okay, and that is not user friendliness. Okay, but Amazon.in, they are providing in mobile access and everywhere, tablets and everything. So in this competition world, if I'm my team has been developed a software, and the testing team, unless until they are not certifying, the things are not moving into production. If I will take 60 days of time, I will lose a lot of my business. By this time gap, okay, some other competitors, they will enter into the market, and they will give more features, and they will attract the business at one side. Okay, so in this competition world, okay, the software, it has to be developed and test is immediately is required. If you are taking after one, suppose the COVID came right now, if you are finding the solution after 3 years, what is the point? Okay, if I found the solution, if I are telling after 3 years, is it useful? Okay, so the solution, it has to develop very fast. So that kind of solution, that kind of technologies people will prefer. So by using automation testing only, we can test the software. So that to execute there is 800 test cases. If you are using automation testing team, you can able to complete the testing within 2 days. So do I need to wait for 60 days or do I need to wait for 15 days? Which version is the best approach? Understood. So now come, let's discuss the point. So you are an end user. Will you prefer manual testing or will you prefer automation testing? Understood. So for any of the project who are already working in the companies and organizations, okay, people, they want skill set both manual and automation. Okay, if you are doing manual testing, what is you, so there is no job guarantee on manual testing. Okay, so but manual testing is mandatorily required because everything we could not able to automate, but 95% of the work we can automate it. Okay, but 10%, 10 to 20% of the work we cannot able to automate because such functional force we cannot able to automate. So such things we need to test it manually only. So manual testing is also important, but whatever functionalities that we can able to automate, if you are using automation technologies, okay, you can test it very easily and client also will be very happy, and he can develop the software. For every 2 months he will add the new features and you will enjoy those new features, so that you won't go for other websites. Okay, if some other competitor is coming, then amazon.in definitely will attracted those new features. Okay, so like that, the solutions is required immediately. So that's why automation testing is huge opportunities in any of the project. Without automation